ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ
ಅಮ್ಮ
Yes, good morning everyone. Am I audible? Satvik? Chandana? Chandana P? Am I audible? Lakshmi? Okay. We'll start with the module 4, which is called as the classes and objects. See, whatever you have seen the classes and objects in the other programming languages, in the C++ or in the Java, or it can be in the C#, the same classes and objects, how you can create, how you can use it in the Python, that we are going to discuss in detail in the 4th module. See, first of all, the question is why we need this type called class. The question is why we need the type called class. Everything we can store it in the variables. So many variables you can create and you can store all the information. Why we want this class is in the real world. See, consider if you are a student, if you want to store all the information about the student, it can be the ID, it can be the marks, it can be the USN, age, mobile number, anything. It's all related to one particular a person or the entity. If there are some 1,000 students are there, how many variables you have to create to store those? If there are 10 information is there about the student, 10 variables, 100 students means 100 into 10. Those many variables are required to store, to perform any operations. Instead of that, what we'll do is we use this concept called class, and all those informations that for that we create attributes and we enclose it under a type called this class and we'll operate it. For that reason, we require this new data type. You can call it as a new type, which is called as class. In integer, you can store only one. In an array, what you can do, you can store only the elements which are of same data type. In order to include information about a particular object, the entire information, we use this concept called classes. In this classes, How to create a class in the Python is once again the same keyword called class, lowercase class, lowercase, followed by the class name that you can give. It is user defined, followed by the colon. This is what the syntax: class followed by the class name, then the colon. See this, I'll show it here. It has created a class with a class name called my class. If you check the class, what is the full name of that main my class is, this is the one: underscore underscore main underscore underscore dot my class. The full name of your class is this. Everywhere the Python will use this reference for your class names, but from the front end, what we say is only the class name is my class. Remember this. And see, the colon is required whenever you have written in the Java. Whenever you write the class name, then the flower brackets, then whatever you want to write, you'll write inside the curly braces. But here, once again, as the definition is same as for the functions, whenever you write the functions, you will end with a colon. The same thing, the classes followed by space, class name, colon. The next line, once again, the indentation, you are going to list the attributes. I have created one attribute, I call the word attribute for this X. We don't say here the variables, classes, attributes. Class attributes are here X, and I have initialized to 5. Why in the beginning itself, whenever I have created a class, why I have initialized X equals 5 is, you cannot create an empty class followed by my class colon empty. It is not at all possible. It cannot create an empty class. For that reason, you have to create an attribute and you have to initialize. If I am not interested to declare any variable, declare any attribute, in that case, there is a keyword called pass, which is equivalent to an empty opening and closing brackets. Opening and closing brackets, just we'll write the empty closing, opening and closing brackets. In the same way, in the Python, it is pass, P-A-S-S, that you have to use. P-A-S-S, whenever you write this will create you the empty class. See, the run is successful. Remember, anywhere, it can be the for loop, it can be the if condition, can be the while loop. Empty, if you want to write, you can use this keyword called pass. Then the meaning is empty inside that block. Now, if I am interested in declaring any attribute, I have declared X, Y, Z. Any number of attributes you can declare. As of now, we'll just declare a one variable X equals 1. The next thing is, you have seen the full name of the class, my class, that is underscore underscore main underscore underscore dot my class. That is the rule to create a class. The next thing is how to create an object. The object is nothing but an instance of a class. It is very similar to the what you do in the Java, but what is a small difference is you are not going to use the keyword called new. New keyword is not there. Instead of new keyword, just you will directly write the class name followed by opening and closing brackets. You are not passing any parameter. This is the object name called P1. P1 equals my class. Then with the object reference, this will be blank. The return type means it will give you the reference. There will be an address for that. That P1, it has an access of the attributes of that class, my class. That is why I'm printing P1.x. That is 1. To create an object, the syntax is object name equals class name followed by opening and closing brackets. That is small bracket. This is to create an object. If you want to access the attributes inside that, attribute object name dot x. If you have 10 variables, everywhere you can use like this. It is dot operator dot x. I think you are very familiar with the dot operator, and you have to use that. If you want to print that, print p1 dot x. If you have any doubts in this, how to create a class and an object, can raise their hand.
ಅಂತದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ
Srihari, are you there, Srihari? Srihari Olekar.
ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ ದೋಸೆ ನೀವೇ ಹಾಕಿಂತ ಬಾ
Okay. If you don't have any doubts in the creating the class and the object, then we'll move on. This is the syntax of creating the class. Attribute, create the object, print the attribute. The next thing is, if you want to assign a value to the instance variable, here what you have seen is print p1.x. I want that attribute to be changed to 200. In that case, what I'll do, object name dot x equals 200. The next is I have changed the value of the attribute with the object reference. After that, if I able to print whether that value has been stored or whether it is going to neglect, we'll check. Initially, I have initialized to 1. Whether it is going to overwrite that or whether it will keep the same value. See, for the first time, it is 1. After you have overwritten, it has 200. Now the value is 200. If you want to overwrite the value of the attribute, you have to call just with the object name dot attribute name, then equals value. And if you want to check, you can print. That is how you are going to access the values to the instance. Normally, we'll do these things. One is assign the value or print, store or save or print. Two things. See, in the Python, Whatever you have in the Java where you have seen the constructor, the same thing which is there in the Python to initialize the object. To initialize the object, there is a constructor, but here we don't use the word constructor. For that, the function name is called init. This is for initialization. To initialize the class, the objects. This is one example. The function name is the class person. This is a class. The class name is person colon. Since this is a function, it will starts with define def underscore underscore. It is not a line. It's an underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Then followed by some attributes are there. Colon is there. Some body of the function is there. See, this is the init function that you have to write if you want to initialize the object. See, P1 is the object that you have created with a name called person. For that, you are passing two parameters, John and 36. See where this person should go. In case of the Java, the class name and the constructor name will be same. But here, instead of this constructor, we use the word function called init. How you can say it as a function? Def keyword is there. Def, the function name, followed by in the parenthesis, it is an argument, then colon, the body of the function. Now, this John, it will go to this, the first attribute. Forget this, what is this cell? First attribute. Then the second argument, it will go to the second attribute in the function. In this case, it is third. The first to the second attribute in the init, and this second to the third attribute. By default, this initialization function will be called, you no need to once again call with the function name of init. When this function is called is whenever you create an object. Remember this, init function is called whenever you create an object and these values are passed to the name, 36 will be passed to the age and this value, it will be assigned. I'll create one more object called P2. Instead of Johnny, the value age is 96. Now if I want to print P2 and P2, it is able to print that. See this, whenever you create a one more object, it will pass this value to this 96 to this age and it will initialize. Then what is the use of this function is, it is going to initializes the object attributes. P2 objects, who has initialized it? See, P2 dot name, Johnny has been stored. P1 dot name, John is stored. The function which has been as initialized is this, define underscore underscore double underscore init underscore underscore, then this. If you have anyone, if you have doubts in this, you can ask now. Yes, Sindhu. Sindhu, what is the doubt? Sindhu.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, self keyword ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತಿ?
Next. One ನಿಮಿಷ. Sindhu, you able to hear?
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾಂ
Okay.
ಸರ್.
See, the next thing I was coming to that point itself. See, the self keyword, it is equivalent to in the Java, whatever you have seen the keyword called this. The same here, it is self. Self means a current object access, if you want to take, instead of p1 dot, we are using the word called self. If you recall it in the Java, there is a keyword called this. The same thing here, the first parameter should be in the init is self. ಜಾವಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು, ದಿಸ್ ಆಪರೇಟರ್? You remember this operator that will access to the current object instead of the name p1 dot p2 dot. For that reason we use this word called self, which is equivalent to the this keyword self dot name. See, if I don't write this self dot name equals name, what is the meaning? Whether this value whatever you have passed, that whether it has to assign, whether this is an attribute or whether this is an attribute, or whether this is an argument parameter, whether this is a parameter or this is a parameter, that is a doubt. For that reason, if you write like this self dot or this dot, if you write like this, what is this name one is the argument, the right hand side, it is a parameter. This name, it is an attribute. This cannot be the same name. It can be name 1 2 3, age 1 2 3, this name 1 2 3, this age 1 2 3. This name can be anything. This is an parameter argument. That value you are going to assign to the two attributes. In the person, there are two attributes called name and age. That value you have to assign. For that reason, there should not be a name clash. And also, the self indicates it is a point to the current object. When p1 goes, it is p1 dot name. When the p2 goes, p2 dot age. Instead of passing this, what they have done in the Python or in the Java is they have given one keyword called self. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Yes, Sri Lakshmi. Sri Lakshmi.
Sir, can we overload init function?
Over?
Can we overload init function?
For what reason you are going to overload?
Suppose I don't want to initialize a person's name or age or
It
any
is
one
not
of.
mandatory.
Sir, it gave me error when I don't pass the argument, sir, for a person.
See, you are going to write a init function without the argument.
No, sir. Can we overload init function?
You are going to define a function with a name called init.
Yes, sir.
With
Yes,
the
sir.
same name, underscore.
Yes, sir.
Oh, why? That is not possible, right? Why they are going to allow that? Just
Sir,
you can
suppose
give one.
Sir, suppose I don't want to initialize a person name or age, then what I have to do, sir?
If you don't want to initialize, why
Yes.
is there any mandatory? Just in the previous case, I have shown like this, right? Just I have initialized the value like x equals 5. Whether in this case I have used the init function? No.
No, you.
Yeah. In the same way, if you want to just initialize the attribute, you can directly initialize the next line of the class. If you want to initialize for the objects separately, then you are going to use this init function. Or else, Why you want going to do this? Once again, the next line, P1 dot name equals P2, P1 dot age equals P2 dot name equals. 4 times you have to write. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Then we cannot overload init function.
No, no, no. See, if you don't write this, the next option is like this. You have to write P1 dot name equals. You are going to initialize John.
Yes, sir.
Like this, you have to write John. Next, once again, next to P1 dot. In the same way, if you create 10 objects, 10 objects means how many lines you are going to write? 10 into 2, 20 lines to
Yes.
initialize. If there are more variables, 10 into 3, n variables. Instead of this, if this function is there, you can initialize it easily.
Yes, sir.
And this is an argument. It is not a name of an attribute. This is an argument. You can give anything. And that should be the right hand side. The left side should be the attribute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sindhu, whether your doubt is clear? Sindhu, do you have doubt? Sindhu, whether your doubt is clear?
Sir.
Self is nothing but this operator.
Hmm.
See, this is how we are going to initialize. And init function is an you can remember in the name called constructor. See, for that reason they have given like the name like this. You should not use underscore underscore followed by underscore underscore. It is not mandatory. You have to just create only the constructor. You can create user-defined functions. That user-defined functions that you already know the syntax, def, my function, the self keyword. See, this self keyword, it is not you have to use the same name self. You can give your name also. But the first variable, it's an reference to the current object. The name can be anything. It can be self, or it can be self1, or it can be your name. But that first parameter should be self, the current reference. And see this, in this case, I have defined a user-defined function called my function. How to create a function? Def keyword followed by the function name in the brackets, the keyword called self, which point to the current object, then colon followed by the function body. Say this p1 dot. Whenever you execute this line, this function is called. It will initialize self dot name to John and self dot age to 36. P1 dot with the object of this class. If you call the function name p1 dot my function, see there is no parameter here. Just it is going to reference. There is a reference keyword self is there. The next thing is just print hello my name is self dot name. Self dot name, why this is possible? Because p1 is calling. When the p1 is calling, this self has become p1. Now p1 dot name. That is the advantage of this. With the keyword self, it is not always self. You can give any name. That self dot name. If you want to print the age, you can change to self dot age. Can only concat string, not int. Oh, because you are concatenating plus here inside the print. That is why the string with an integer, it is not able to print. Hello, my name is 36. If you want to concat with the string with the string, you can concat. In that case, that is why they have given you the name. In that case, plus. Plus is a concatenator operator. Hello, my name is John. This is how you can create the functions, user defined functions, any number of functions. My functions, I'll create one more function. That function 2, and I'll print the age. The age is, and here I cannot use the plus because string with the integer I cannot concat. That is why I'll use the comma. This is a separate message and this is a separate value. That is why you are not going to concat. But whenever you call p1 dot my function 2, you have to call. See the indentation, I have just given only one space. See, since it is followed here, the same indentation should be followed. Just I have written one space before, it was giving the indentation error. It should be aligned. See, this is how you can create any number of user defined functions. This is an constructor. Here it is init. Self is the operator called this. In that way you can remember. And we'll discuss how to create the other objects and what is the self, everything, how to modify everything in the next class, how to delete the object. Now everyone, you can, I'll take the attendance. Now you have to send your present followed by your USN. Then that will be the attendance. Everyone can send message present followed by the USN. That will be considered as an attendance. Just the present will not be considered. Present followed by the USN is mandatory. Okay, thank you all. Please practice these programs in your home, creating the class and object. Practice those. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow.